You used your show on Monday to address specifically Bill O'Reilly, who had basically made the point that no women in all his years had ever gone to anyone in charge at Fox News and said that his behavior was bad. You gave an impassioned speech, which I thought was wonderful, and I'm glad you did it, where you pointed out that you had gone to Fox News and pointed that out and no one had done anything. Mm-hmm. Did you know right away that you were going to do that? As soon as you heard him say his falsehood about the fact that no one had ever done it?
It was more the combo, honestly, Seth. It was the combo of him saying that and the news that he had paid $32 million to settle a claim.
That seems like a lot, right?
That's not nuisance value.
Yeah.
I mean, I get litigations happen all the time. A lot of them are nonsense, and you pay some small amount to make them go away. $32 million is a different story. And he was renewed at the company after he did that. And I know that Fox says it didn't know. The question remains, why didn't they? Why wouldn't you know? Why wouldn't you ask before you bring this man back into the workplace and, unleash him on the workforce? And so the combination of those things, and what's happening in the country, it was time. It was time to tell that story. I take no pleasure in discussing Fox News in that way because I had a lot of good years there, and they're not all bad. They've got some great people. He is not one of them.
Yeah. I also thought this was very interesting to me because I think one of the things that makes it so difficult for women to report this about anyone, be it Harvey Weinstein, be it Bill O'Reilly, is they're immediately attacked. And one of the ways they're attacked is, oh, why would you have ever been on their show? Or why would you have ever posed with this photo where you're smiling? One of the things Bill O'Reilly did is he pointed out and basically said, you can read him on my website, that you and Gretchen Carlson, who had accused Roger Ailes of this same sort of thing, had written him thank you notes. Mm-hmm. Do you think that speaks to exactly how hard it is for women to report this sort of thing, that like something that small can be used to basically impugn your character?
I mean, I think it's right out of the playbook of a lot of these guys. I mean, ask yourselves, who keeps thank you notes from 9 years earlier and puts them in a file just in case they need them, right? I mean,
they might be that he's only ever gotten the 2.
Anyway, I think everybody knows you can have a decent working relationship with somebody, as I did with him for years, and then you get new information about said person that changes your view.
Yeah. So what do you, in general, like, not just in any place, in any workplace, how important do you think the sort of means to report this kind of thing is? And what would you suggest for a workplace to make sure it's a place where it's safe for women to say this sort of thing is going on?
It's a great question. And I have said publicly that I hate when people ask these victims when they come forward, and a better word is accusers, because we don't know for sure whether anybody's in fact a victim. What did you report it? Did you report it? Or why didn't you report it? And the first question you need to ask is, was there a safe avenue for reporting? And only if the answer to that question is yes, do you get to ask that next question. Mm-hmm. Because let me tell you, the answer to that question was no at my workplace for years. There wasn't. HR was controlled by the CEO who was harassing half of the women in the building. And so it was not a meaningful outlet. And even if it had been, I've spoken to so many women about this, they're afraid. Even if HR is a real option, it doesn't always go your way. And if you don't win this contest, if you take a shot at the king, you better kill him. You've heard that saying? Mm-hmm. If you don't win this, showdown, you know what's going to happen to you. And it's not always obvious. Maybe the next contract, you're not quite as impressive as you used to be, and you can't prove that it was the fact that you raised this complaint. So my feeling is it's fine. For the record, we need to say, go report it. But I also feel like easy for me and you to say, we've got these great jobs and we'll be fine if we get fired. The reality is, A, women, and it can happen to men too, need to form an underground army where they talk to each other and know they're not alone. And B, men in positions of power, and women, we need more of those, but men in positions of power need to not only stick up for us publicly, but in the bars and at nighttime and when we're not there and when they're talking about us in this way and when we're walking out and they're looking at our ass. Those are the moments you need to stand up and say, dude, no.
That's great. Well, I'm really happy you're in the building, and I am very happy when you talk about things like that, but I also like watching you make scones with Anthony Weiner, which is, when is that? Is that next Monday?
I don't think they allow those visits.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I hope.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. Such a pleasure.